Right now, MPD continues its investigation of a missing Madison woman. A body was recently found in the city. We share what we know so far. And Wisconsin Task Force 1 is back in the state after driving all the way back from North Carolina. What local volunteers have been doing to help survivors of Hurricane Helene. And the Badgers are back at Camp Randall looking to bounce back against Purdue. Our Andrew Bancher brings you highlights from Braden Locke and Company. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Madison Police Department is continuing its investigation where a body was discovered Thursday at the UW-Madison Arboretum in connection with the search of a missing Madison woman. We'll continue to keep you updated as we gather more information. MPD says if you have any information about this case, please contact Crime Stoppers at 608-266-6014. And the fall weather is here. You could probably feel it getting cooler. Let's get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller, who's out on the weather patio. Blaze, good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, we're going to feel cooler as we go into your Sunday. Stay there into Monday, relatively speaking, because by the end of next week, we're back into the 80s. We're at 80 right now in Madison, speaking of. 82 in Janesville, 71 in Columbus, 76 in Viroqua, 82 in Spring Green. Plenty of clear skies out there, but we are tracking, despite the fact that we're going to continue to stay in this drier than average weather pattern, we are tracking not only the chance for showers and maybe a thunderstorm, but maybe even some severe weather for folks north of the Dells. That's where we do find that marginal risk, but a lot more of the conditions needed for severe weather found well off to our north and east. Strong winds and hail are going to be our greatest threats, and I would say the best chance for rain is going to be between 7 and maybe 10 o'clock tonight as that cold front swings on through. Future track, if you blink, you miss it because there's not a lot of green with this cold front, at least in our area. And once that cold front moves on through, we really cut our chances for any sort of rain as we go overnight into your Sunday because we bring in cooler and drier air. So we are expecting a relatively quiet night all around after the shower and storm threat wraps up. As I said, probably about 10 o'clock tonight. We are going to track out this prolonged dry weather pattern if there's any more rain chances in the extended forecast, and of course touch on Milton and his path coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Blaze, we'll see you then. The News 3 Now Coats for Kids drive ends today, but you can still donate new or gently used kids' winter coats and accessories to area children's in need. Just drop them off at any Clinky Cleaners where they'll be cleaned for free. We also welcome volunteers to help organize incoming donations and assist on Coats for Kids Distribution Day. For more information on how to donate and volunteer, head on over to channel3000.com. Wisconsin Task Force 1 returned to the state today after being deployed to North Carolina for flooding assistance. Our Elia Liberté spoke to some members about what this mission meant for them in Wisconsin.
The 16 members returning here to the REACT Center after having spent the past week in North Carolina assisting local first responders and performing water searches. This is the team's first big deployment out of state.
I can honestly say that we're a better team because of what we did in North Carolina.
For the past week, 16 members of Wisconsin Task Force 1 have been in North Carolina. The team performing swift water searches, looking for missing people, and doing welfare checks for those isolated from Hurricane Helene. Doug Vreetrek is the rescue team manager.
It's an absolute sense of accomplishment because of so many challenges. No cellular service, no internet, no road maps. Our phones didn't work, face-to-face conversations, drawing maps on paper napkins.
But for Vreetrek, the week spent helping is a testament to the work put in by the task force.
We train for this. We train for this for the state of Wisconsin. The state of Wisconsin supports us, and so when we're called into action, be it in Wisconsin or be it anywhere in the United States, we're glad and proud to use that skill.
Getting those skills doesn't happen overnight.
To get them all trained up to deployable status is like several hundred hours of training.
Matt Davies is the Wisconsin Task Force 1 program coordinator. He says that training paid off.
Oh, it feels fantastic. We got everybody down there. We got them all back with the same numbers of fingers and toes that they left with. They impressed everybody they worked with.
The team bringing down 4 inflatable boats, protective gear, life vests, and more. But the impact of the week will extend hundreds of miles north to Wisconsin.
We brought back a tremendous amount of knowledge and a tremendous amount of experience to apply to anything that happens in Wisconsin or what happens should we go out of state again as well.
Which could happen soon. Vreetrek says the devastation in North Carolina means the work may not be over.
And this isn't going to be over tomorrow or the next day. And so we talked about, as members, what's the next step? What happens when the phone rings in 2 or 3 days?
But for now, these 16 will get a chance to rest after their first big mission out of state comes to a close. Now, if you are looking for ways to help victims of Hurricane Helene, you can find a link to donate to the Red Cross on our website, channel3000.com. For now, reporting at the REACT Center, Ellie Liberté, News 3 Now.
Ellie, thank you. The death toll for Helene so far is more than 200 across 6 states. Helene is now the second deadliest hurricane to strike the U.S. in the past 50 years. Wisconsin football returned to Camp Randall today, trying to power past Purdue. Our Andrew Banster is in studio with more. Andrew?
Yeah, Jalen, it has been a full month since Wisconsin football last won a game. A pair of losses sandwiched by a bye week leave them kind of needing a win against Purdue. Looking for their first Big Ten win, but they'd get so much more than that. It was Towee time early and often for Wisconsin. Badgers leading 35-6, but they wanted more. Walker scores his 3rd touchdown of the day. Towee times 3. And the Badgers go on to beat down the Boilermakers 52-6, the final score.
This is what things want to look like for us. And I know you can't expect this every single week. I mean, obviously you can work for it. But what I mean by it, and I told him afterwards, it wasn't just winning, and it wasn't winning by the score. It was winning in a way that, like, there was still some adversity. There were still some things we had to do in order to have success.
Wisconsin's 52 points are their most against a Big Ten opponent in 10 years. So they had much more than just that rushing attack. We'll break it all down from beginning to end later in sports.
All right. Looking forward to a whole bunch of highlights from those 52 points. Thank you, Andrew. Madison's 2024 State Street Pedestrian Mall experiment is almost over. After the break, we share you how you can give feedback to city officials on this year's trial run. And News 3 Now's Brady Mallory will be emceeing tomorrow's Walk to End Alzheimer's opening ceremony, where the walk will take place and what you can do to support. That and more coming up.
Champion's big window sale is back.
Do you have ugly, hard to open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's buy 2, get 2 free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Senator Baldwin claims she's doing something about the fentanyl crisis and says she got a major fentanyl bill passed. But Senator Baldwin is lying. The bill's main sponsor, Senator Tim Scott, had this to say.
As the primary sponsor, I've never had a single conversation with Tammy about this bill, period.
Career politicians like Senator Baldwin are always lying about something. Senator Baldwin, she's extreme, radical, and wrong.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Pick and Save. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $2 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Dear road rivals, no truck on the road drives value like the Tundra. Day after day, mile after mile, it all adds up to big savings under the hood. What's under yours? Toyota Tundra.
Right now, lease a new Tundra for $479 a month or get 3.99% APR for 72 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
On the campaign trail, former President Donald Trump will make another stop in Wisconsin this weekend. Trump is expected to speak at the Dodge County Airport in Juneau at 2 p.m. Sunday. This is his 4th campaign stop in the Badger State in the span of a week. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden will return to Wisconsin on Tuesday. Biden plans to stop in Milwaukee to tout his administration's work in job creation and replacing lead pipes. He will then head to Philadelphia for another trip. Further details about Biden's visit were not immediately announced. And former President Trump returned to Pennsylvania, the site of last summer's assassination attempt on him, drawing crowds of supporters amid extra tight security. CBS's Ricky Sayer is in Butler with the latest.
Pennsylvania. And as I was saying,
former President Donald Trump came back to Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday, almost 3 months after a would-be assassin's bullet grazed his ear.
All who have visited this hallowed place will remember what happened here, and they will know of the character and courage that so many incredible American patriots have showed and know.
A number of people in the crowd also attended his rally the day of the shooting in July.
It means that, hey, he's a fighter and he's going to fight for us. And it meant the world, I think, to the people there when he came up and said, you know, I'm okay.
The former president paid tribute to Corey Comparator, killed while trying to protect his family during the attack.
Corey leapt into the fire one more time. In his last seconds of this earth, he threw himself on the top of his wife and daughters. He didn't want them hurt.
Security is extra tight after July's shooting and another apparent attempt on Trump's life at his West Palm Beach golf club only weeks ago. Snipers and U.S. Secret Service agents were stationed inside and outside the secure perimeter of the Butler Farm Show Fairgrounds on Saturday, including the roof of a warehouse the gunman used to fire multiple rounds. Meanwhile, in North Carolina Saturday, Vice President Kamala Harris surveyed devastation from Hurricane Helene.
I think that these moments of crisis bring out some of the best of who we can be and who we are.
Helene, the deadliest U.S. storm since Hurricane Katrina in 2005, has already claimed at least 225 lives in several southern states. Ricky Sayer, CBS News, Butler, Pennsylvania.
Former President Trump's running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, and billionaire Elon Musk joined the former president for the rally in Butler. And coming up next, a check of your first warn forecast is coming up when we return.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team.
At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And when we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points. The Tempur Adapt features innovative technology, so you get deep, undisturbed rest all night long.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Fentanyl is killing over 1,000 people a year in Wisconsin. New reporting shows that Eric Hovde is doing business with a bank accused of links to the Mexican drug cartel. Banco Azteca loaded up $26 million in cash and flew it to Eric Hovde's bank in California. Other U.S. banks have cut ties with this Mexican bank, but Eric Hovde took their money. That's 26 million more reasons you can't trust Eric Hovde.
4 years ago, rioters set this Minneapolis police station on fire, trying to burn me and my fellow police officers alive. Governor Tim Walz left us for dead. And Kamala Harris?
This is a movement, I'm telling you. Everyone beware. They're not going to let up, and they should not.
She raised millions to help bail rioters out of jail and supported defunding the police. Kamala sold cops out and put families at risk. Kamala Harris is too weak and too dangerous to be president.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You've got this. Your big moment on their big day. The dress? Another one you'll never wear. Gift? Practical. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay on direct deposits. So when you get invited to your third destination wedding in as many months, we'll be there with you.
When we first met Todd, we thought Jen was kidding.
You've got this with Associated Bank.
When you never have to worry about thinking too big? Because you have a connection that's ready for anything. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Let's get a look at your first warn forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze.
And I just want to quickly touch on the fact that we do have a marginal risk for severe weather this evening. I would say the timing is between 7 and 10 o'clock tonight, but I would lean on we're probably going to stay more dry than see any showers, let alone thunderstorms this evening, especially for folks farther north. You have the better chance, but you can track it all out using the First Warn weather app. The big story continues to be we're sitting underneath drier than average conditions, not only for the next 6 to 10 days, but as we look even beyond that to the next 8 to 14 days through October 19th, we continue to, not only us, but a lot of the United States continues to sit underneath this drier than normal pattern. And the reason in part is because we continue to get these high pressure systems moving in out of the northwest. And what they do is they act like a big bubble, keeping systems to our north or to our south. This latest one in particular is going to take its time moving across the United States and then join another larger area of high pressure and just continue to reinforce itself. And the cooler and the further we get into the year, when temperatures start to become a little bit cooler, these high pressure systems get stronger. So it's just going to be that much harder to really break down these drier than normal weather, or this drier than normal weather pattern. Staying to our south because of this high pressure system will be Tropical Storm Milton, expected to become a Category 1 hurricane by either very late Sunday or early Monday morning, and from there quickly become a Category 3 hurricane by Tuesday afternoon. Likely to be the next hurricane to make landfall here in the United States. Its path takes it directly through the Tampa-St. Petersburg area as a Category 3 hurricane by about Wednesday afternoon. But because the Gulf of Mexico is so warm, and what we saw with Helene, these storms, these tropical systems can very quickly strengthen and become much stronger. So if you've got friends or family in the, I would say Florida, entire Florida area, especially on the Gulf Coast side, make sure that they are getting the latest weather information, particularly about Milton, from trusted weather sources. That would be the National Hurricane Center or their local meteorologists. A Category 3 hurricane out of 5 is strong, so they may also want to be thinking about evacuating. We're going to quickly here, we're going to stay dry with our next chance for rain maybe by not Sunday, tomorrow, but that next Sunday.
Thank you, Blaze. Still ahead, Andrew is back with a full breakdown of the Badger beatdown against Purdue. Next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'm a nurse in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Hovde means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
Eric Hovde supported overturning Roe v. Wade, which led to an abortion ban in Wisconsin.
And that's a ban with no exceptions for rape or incest.
What Hovde supports criminalizes abortion and doctors like me.
We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
I just this morning made a new hole in my belt, so that was super exciting.
Why are women everywhere choosing Sonobello, the advanced solution for permanent fat removal?
I saw the results immediately.
It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all.
And my abs haven't been this flat since before I've had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sonobello's best offer of the year. Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
Check it out, Snatch Waist. Loving the results.
It will change your life. It did for me.
Call 1-888-510-6198 now, or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
From Scott the Window Guy at AHT Wisconsin Window.
I'm Scott the Window Guy from AHT Wisconsin Windows. Our solid core composite frame triple pane window is the most energy efficient window made for Wisconsin, no matter what the season. Get triple pane for the price of double at scottthewindowguy.com.
At Rank Seed, we expect excellence in every seed, superior genetics, state-of-the-art processing facilities, and extensive testing for proper placement. Let us help you find the right seed for your growing conditions. Rank Seed, results since 1846.
The impact of the black vote can largely change elections.
And I'm meeting with the local voters that can play that pivotal role. We'll learn what matters most to them and what each candidate must do to earn their support.
3 for the People, Monday at 6.
Wisconsin football has not lost to Purdue since 2003. They've won 17 straight over the Boilermakers, and really more than any of the 17 in the past. Today, they needed this one, trying to finally show the world what this offense and who this offense can be. And Braden Locke, he did just that, leading 7-0 late in the first quarter, and Vinny Anthony turns on the burners. Anthony, a 50-yard pitch and catch. He and Locke did this last week, and they do it again today. But Locke was just getting started. He threw for 359 yards and 3 touchdowns in this one. Early second half, Badgers up 21-6, and this time he finds Tretch Kekahuna, who is gone 69 yards to the house. No one is catching number 2. Wisconsin puts it on Purdue, beating the brakes off of the Boilermakers, 52-6. It's Wisconsin's most points in a Big Ten game since 2014, and as Zach Hanley found out, it's what this offense has been waiting for.
Through 4 games this season, Tretch Kekahuna had 4 catches for 42 yards to his name. That changed in a big way against the Boilermakers as Kekahuna and the Badger offense finally put it all together and exploded for 52 points.
You know, just whenever your opportunity is called, and like how 3 guys went down, you just got to be ready to step up and be that man to make plays. And I was blessed enough to be that person, and it just feels great to just, you know, like how you said, just shine on a big stage.
We just had guys making plays, you know. I mean, obviously Tretch Kekahuna probably stood out the most, but I mean, you had Vinny's long touchdown, you had CJ with some good grabs, you know, and that was another, you know, great thing that happened today. I mean, we never wished for guys to go down, but you saw the next man up mentality. You saw guys step up, you know, in some roles that maybe they haven't been in up to this point, and they got in there and they made plays.
Our 2s are not really 2s, they're 1Bs, like Coach Fick says, and they showed that today. Like Tretch played his tail off today. All the running backs played it. O-line played their tail off today. So it's just like, I feel like as long as you can't see a drop off, it really doesn't matter who's in the game.
So how does one celebrate a 134-yard, 2-touchdown performance? Well, for Kekahuna, it's a simple answer. You take grandma out to dinner for steak, shrimp, and scallops. A well-deserved victory meal. At Camp Randall Stadium, Zach Hanley, News 3 Sports.
The last time we saw Whitewater football, they lost a shocker at home, which really doesn't happen to the Warhawks. This week, not only did the Warhawks show up to play, their fans did too. A Division III record 21,233 on hand at Perkins Stadium. Whitewater trailing 7-0 in the first, make that second quarter, and they give it to the big tight end, Drake Martin, in the backfield. He punches it in and has a dance to go along with it. We've got a tie ball game. And then later in the quarter, Whitewater with the wind to their back, so they let it fly. Jason Zanetti connects with Jason Wilterdink on a bomb. A 50-yard completion would set the stage for this. Zanetti, a Memorial graduate, trying to bum rush that line of scrimmage and help out that push. Another Whitewater touchdown. The Warhawks go on to win it 21-14. And we finish here. This is crazy. 24th ranked UW-Platteville playing number 3 lacrosse, down 3 in overtime. A touchdown wins it. Check this out, a double pass. Michael Preemy, their quarterback, passes it to the wide receiver Brant Stair, who throws it into the end zone. And Platteville, in a shocker, comes all the way back in overtime and knocks off lacrosse 30-27. So I guess it's safe to say for all 3 of our area teams, whether it be the Badgers, the Pioneers, or the Warhawks, I'd say it's a pretty good day on the gridiron.
Oh, for sure. That double pass, that's pretty gutsy to call.
No kidding.
An OT.
Yeah.
But how about Braden Locke and company? 359 through the air. That does not typically look like your Badgers quarterback stat-wise.
No, not at all. It's not what you would expect. Shout out to Phil Longo, all the coaches around. Ryan Munn's doing a great job with Platteville, but the Badgers, man, unbelievable. This is what kind of fans have been clamoring to see for so long, and finally 52-6.
For sure. And it was an absolutely beautiful day. Is that going to continue into the evening?
We're going to track the chance for maybe a shower or thunderstorm. I would say for folks south of the Dells, you probably will just get a little bit of cloud cover here. And I have to mention, we could see the northern lights. So if you're up early or if you want to stay up late, just look off towards the north on the horizon. You may see the glow of the green and maybe some red there. And then we stay quiet over the next 10 days.
All right. Well, sounds good. Thank you, Blaze, and thank you, Andrew. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here at 10.